All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk, on a winter's day. I'd be safe and warm, if I was in LA. California dreaming on such a winter's day.
Beautiful spring weather today out at the beautiful Banner shooting range. What better way to take in the weather than by putting some holes in paper with a 66-year-old Rimfire rifle. It's another one of your favorites in the series, used gun of the month. Today, the Savage Anschütz Model 141M. This is a bolt action rifle. Ours happens to be chambered in .22 Magnum. We have a 50-yard target out there. Let's put a few holes in paper. Hopefully, we'll put a group on paper downrange. So here we go. Let's get started with our bolt action rifle. Here we go. I'm going to be using CCI Maxi Mag target for these 4 shots. Top target. It's about a 3-inch target at 50 yards. Here we go. As we take our first break from the range today, let's set our time circuits to December 31st, 1966. The Savage Anschütz 141M we're shooting in today's video was manufactured in 1966. This rifle was made by Anschütz in West Germany and imported and sold in the US by Savage as part of a reciprocity agreement that existed between these two companies between the years 1963 and 1981. The 141M is considered a sport version of the Savage Anschütz Model 164. The 141M has a 22-inch steel barrel with blued finish. The front sight is a hooded beaded blade. The rear sight is a fold-up U-notch rear with a aiming triangle. The rifle has a checkered walnut stock with rosewood nose cap. It came with a front and rear sling stud. The rifle uses Anschütz Series 64 action and also has an adjustable trigger. When this Savage Anschütz 141M was bought new in 1966, it would have been purchased from a store like JCPenney or Kmart for around $79. Adjusted for inflation, that's around $822 in 2026 dollars. Used in good condition, it's not uncommon to see these Model 141 rifles sell for in the $800 to $1,000 range, and even more if they're in great condition. Compared to the $300 to $500 range many new bolt-action .22 Magnum rifles sell for these days, well, is that a good deal? But remember, we set our time circuits back to 1966. In 1966, you could get a Winchester Model 190 for around $39 and a Ruger 1022 for around $49. $79 might not seem like much in 2026. Heck, Many kids probably earn that in a good weekend mowing lawns, while their parents probably spend that on a single tank of gas in their SUV. In 1966, the federal minimum wage was $1.25. At $79, if you worked for minimum wage, it cost you over 63 hours of time, and you still have tax to worry about. Speaking of 1966, could there have been a better year on record so far than 1966? The National Organization for Women was founded in 1966. Ford sold their millionth Mustang in 1966. In 1966, Texas Western College won the NCAA basketball title, marking the first time an African American starting five won the title. In the NBA, the Boston Celtics won their 8th title in a row in 1966. In baseball, Willie Mays broke the National League home run record, and a heavily favored Dodgers would get swept in the World Series by the Orioles. Not wanting to be left out of the sports history books, for football, the NFL and the AFL merged. The board game Twister was first published in 1966, quickly becoming a favorite toy for both kids and adults. The top grossing film in the US in 1966 was the movie Hawaii. The number one song in 1966 was California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas. The show Star Trek premiered in 1966 on NBC. The first controlled landing on the moon happened in 1966, and the first Kwanzaa was in 1966. People probably didn't realize it then, but with the benefit of hindsight, it sure looks like something notable happened at least every 63 hours way back in 1966. It's now time we head back to the future, and in both Monopoly money of today and the dollary dues of old, the Savage Anschütz 141M is priced to be a more premium choice. But before we try to tackle the question of if its performance matches its price, let's first head back to the range and see how this rifle performs at a 100-yard target. Let's do now 4 from our 22 Magnum bolt action. It should have a supreme advantage, especially at this range with a 9-power scope. It's set up to win. So let's see if it does. Here we go at the bottom target, 4 shots. We'll begin the conclusion today looking at targets. Starting with our 50-yard targets, ignore the point of impact. What's important is the group. I did exclude some obvious flyers that could be me or the wind. They're probably the wind. We're showing 2 days of targets here, though I've shot this rifle a few other days recently off camera. At 50 yards, the 141 consistently shoots groups in the half-inch range or better that can be completely covered by a quarter. Moving to 100 yards, and we see that the group has opened up, but not by much. I'd put that on the shooter more than the rifle. We can still practically cover the group with a quarter. I'd call the group good for me. Plenty of rimfire rifles will consistently shoot half-inch or better groups at 50 yards, probably the majority of them if you have a steady hand and good sights. While I'd call the 50-yard performance good, I'd also call it par for the course. It's expected. At the 75-yard plus shots is where rifles like this 141M start to shine. Obviously, we're shooting with a nice size scope today, but that's due to shooter preferences. These Morrow 141s came with very good iron sights, from that hooded front blade to the flip-up rear sight that included a hash mark and triangle to adjust for distance. With iron sights and able eyes, these rifles would have been very accurate well past 50 yards. Certainly a better shooter could shoot more precise groups than what we shot today. The 141M is built for it. The checkered walnut stock, decorated with a rosewood end cap, combined with a blued steel barrel and bolt action, make for a eye-catching rifle. In bright sunlight, the wood stock and blued steel shine. The fit and function of the bolt meet the expectations of a product touting the excellence of German design and manufacturing. The accuracy and precision of the groups it shoots is very good, at a level where the major limiting factor is the shooter. When your parents or grandparents said things like, you get what you pay for, and they don't make them like they used to, rifles like the Savage Anschütz 141M are what they're thinking of in that moment. This rifle was 60 years old when I got it. I'm at least its third owner at this point. Luckily for us, previous owners took very good care of it when storing it. And I also think it had very few rounds through it. Over the past month, I've shot this rifle a few different times, and in total, I don't have much more than 50 rounds through it. When I first started shooting it, the action felt new, and after shooting it a few times now, I'd say it feels broken in. In many ways, it feels like this rifle waited 60 years to make its debut in our video, and after all that time, it made sure to show up well, and show up well it did. So how do you feel about classic rimfire rifles like the Savage Anschütz 141M? Are you in the camp who thinks old school bolt action is cool? Or do you think those newfangled rifles with their plastic stocks are where it's at? Let us know in the comments. Well, anyway, that seems like the perfect spot to end today's video. If you enjoyed today's presentation, like it, share it with your friends and family, maybe drop a comment down there. Those things are free, and they really help the channel greatly. If you'd like to help us make more of these videos in the future, look into becoming a member. Fred and I really appreciate you getting this far. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice night.
Now I'm going to need all of you in the Bacon Nation to have a seat right over there.
Did I get it? Yeah. 10 yards.
I'm thankful for you. I appreciate everything you do. So stay safe, stay healthy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the TV. And, take care of Fred and Corey when you can. You know what it is.